I think last year giving me actually your mentor is mentoring me now. Nothing my mentor is mentoring me now.
Toastmasters and
I
guests.
mentor.
How you been today?
Great!
I hope you all had your dinner.
Yes.
I am Renu, your SAA today's meeting. It is 8 p.m. now. I would like to start the meeting. There is a some house rule. If you are separate from this meeting room, in your left side, you will find toilet. In front of you have the glasses. Please pour your water. Later, we can celebrate post ceremony. Kindly please turn your mobile in the silent mode. Everyone welcome to active and support listener our meeting today. I'd like to call our president to present today. I'd like to call the meeting to order. I shall pass to you.
Everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Could you believe that we are already halfway through 2025? That is June already. And for me, if 2025 was a Zoom call, this would be the moment you realize you have been on mute for half of the call. And now you are scrambling to say something useful before it ends. The theme for tonight is
Half-time reset. New place, bold moves.
Okay. And you. And let's be honest, we all love a good reset. We wait for it. January 1st, very popular. Chinese New Year, also very popular. On Monday, very popular. For me, my preference is when the moon is full, or when my fortune teller says the time has come.
Wow.
We treat those moments like a magical doorway, when suddenly we will become more motivated, more disciplined, and less addicted to potato chips and procrastination.
Oh no.
Let me share. I am that person. I always wait for the perfect moment to start. So let me share with you my personal story. Don't judge me, okay? I used to be a smoker, a heavy one. A heavy one. If I could tell you one thing about smokers, it is we all want to quit, but not today. I told myself I would quit at the start of the week. Then it becomes at the start of the month. And then it becomes at the start of the year. And then it becomes when my first kid was born, the second kid was born, then the third kid was born, and then until when Donald Trump becomes the president of the United States. I kept waiting for those moments to give me the magical motivation to finally quit. But guess what? It never came. Am I right? Am I right?
Check you like
It never came.
you clean as charged.
And if the whole journey of becoming smoke-free teaches me one thing, it will be this. There's no perfect moment to start anything. There's only now. Everything changed when I stopped waiting for the stars to be aligned and start making decisions on an ordinary day. I told myself to treat every day as Chinese New Year, but without the drinking part. And I stopped seeking for the permissions from the calendar and start giving that permission to myself. And I finally quit smoking on a normal Tuesday. But I have to confess, it was at 8 a.m., 8 minutes, and 8 seconds. So today, as we stand at the halfway mark of 2025, maybe you haven't accomplished every single goal you set out for yourself in January, and that's okay. Let me give you the reset button. You take it, press it. It is your chance to start again. It is your chance to try a new play. It is your chance to make a bolder move. Not someday, but today. Because the perfect moments, the perfect day are not on the calendar. It's the moment you decide you will show up for yourself. And remember, we don't have to wait for Juliana to come up with a film like this, to start something, or to reset. Give yourself permission to reset on any given day without any fear. Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Elite Toastmaster meetings number, at least I have a number. My name is Ming, and as the president of Elite Toastmaster, I would like to welcome. It's my honor to welcome all of you here and our dear guests. Thank you for being here with us. Now I would love to take a little bit of the time to get to know you better. So could you please introduce about yourself? What do you do? If you want relationship status, is fine. Okay. It's a lot of single persons. So yeah, how about we start with you?
Hello everyone, very good evening. My name is Aaron George. I actually came to know about Toastmasters from my friend, good buddy here, James. I am a second year medical student. I study medicine in Masa University. I think just to keep it short, I was a bit apprehensive of coming at first because I have heard of Toastmasters, I'd say a few years ago, but I always had that issue of being intimidated, where I felt like people that were part of Toastmasters were always from the high-five community. I was from the so-called more humble community, shall we say, but I took the leap of it when my friend was here, how much he has benefited from it, and I'm also looking to see how I can benefit, how I can also assist everybody that's part of this group. So yeah, thank you very much.
So guys, you heard it. Calm yourself down today, okay?
Calm yourself down.
And next.
Hi everyone, good evening. So my name is Nathan here. This is my first time here as Toastmaster. So my friend Luis bring me here one. Okay, because last time my friend got attended one Chinese version Toastmaster. So he said want to try for English version, and then so we are here. Okay, so we are property agent, we are doing property, but we are come here to improve our speaking and improve our English. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you. Today you will make a bold move, right?
You must start with a
Hello everyone, my name is Catherine, so still as a property agent. So today actually, because my friend is very hard push about this Toastmaster, because he said that the Toastmaster Chinese version is very good, so we come to see the English version that I hope that we can improve our speaking and then also the English. Yes, so nice to meet you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Luis. So basically, my English is not very well. I wish to join this club for future, so maybe can improve my English and my public speaking skill. And because normally in public speaking I was afraid, so I also want to overcome this problem, overcome this issue. So come to learn from all of you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Huda. This is my second time here. So same as last time, I enjoyed this session before, so I would like to come again to just see what Toastmaster can offer me again.
Yeah, I remember.
Hi everyone, my name is Samir. So I'm keen to join Toastmasters. That's why I'm here now. It's probably my third time or fourth time now. And I'm looking forward to join the club and part of this energetic cohort and looking forward to improve my skills. Thank you.
Very good evening, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor to be here. I have been hearing about Toastmasters when I was in hospitality industry. So it was many years ago. I assisted my colleagues to apply for an elective unit. So now I'm here, and then it's natural. I would never have imagined I would be here. It's the encouragement from my head. So I'm here to speak.
Hi everyone, my name is Jackie, 28 years old. I come from China, and currently I study at UKM. My major is Master of Accounting, and I also plan to pursue a PhD in the future. So my best friend, DC, and he introduced this activity to me, and I would like to take a shot and make some friends here. It's very nice to meet you all guys. Thank you.
Who's your best friend? But last time I think he said his best friend is somebody else.
Not sure to do that.
Hi again, everyone. My name is Fatima. I'm here for the third time. I've been doing ages now. I'm somewhere over 30. Those of you who have seen me in the last two meetings, you know why I'm here tonight? Yes. But pretty much, you guys are fun, so just having fun. So, yeah, see you everyone.
Sorry, today we run out of the ribbons. Okay, thank you everyone. You're welcome. Welcome you here anytime. And okay, now I would like to pass the stage to Haley for the toast. Thank you.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters.
Good evening.
Today is meeting number, tonight is meeting number 280. And that is really a milestone. And the theme tonight is halftime reset, new play, bold move. Right. Just like any great play, halftime is actually where the match begins. The first half, maybe it was fast-paced. Maybe it had some minutes, maybe some fumbles. But that's okay, because halftime is it's not about judgment, but adjustment. Players go to the locker room during halftime, not to dwell, but to actually reflect. What is working and what's not. So, they will re-energize and come up with a new game plan. And that is what tonight is all about. Whether your first half of the year has been a roaring event or a rocky one, it is time for us to stop and reflect. What you could change? What bold moves you have been putting off? What play is bringing you closer to the life that you envisioned by December? New play doesn't have to be grand, right? Perhaps a new, perhaps a decision to start over, a decision to slow down, or even, the decision to start over, to slow down, could also be a goal. So, before that, may I invite
Okay.
without your glasses. Okay. Okay. Why are you so dramatic?
Today,
So here's to the gold thinkers, brave restarters,
Oh, wow. We have to write.
and the kings, the complex of kings and queens in this group. Okay? It is not cheers to the not only how far we have come, but also to how far we're going to go. Woo! So cheers!
Cheers!
Cheers. Thank you so much. Let's give a big hand to the Toastmaster and guests. Welcome to Elite Toastmaster meeting number 250. Halftime reset, new play, and gold book. What a title for me to memorize. Now, my name is Kiki, and it is my absolute honor, my pleasure to be your MC tonight and recording as Toastmaster of the evening in Toastmaster setting. Now, speaking of the meeting theme tonight, as you mentioned, halftime reset, new play, gold book. Now, when we talk about getting into half, we're marking the midpoint of the year, and everyone starts talking about new me, new play, and the bold actions that you want to take to make sure you maximize the second half of the year. Now, just a show of hands, if any of you actually set your New Year resolution every year or early this year? No? Oh, okay, so keep your hands up if you manage to check off all your resolution by the last of the day. No worries, you are not alone.
Especially my weight.
No worries, you are not alone.
You're not alone.
So what I'm trying to say is, I was there and I stopped doing that because I realized that every year I set new resolution, I ended up recycling next year. And I felt defeated because I felt the effort that I put in doesn't pay off. I felt like I'm underperforming and I'm consciously anxious, very anxious stage. So I shared this with our elite family during the last outing. And then our president, Mingwu, was like, Didi, why not you read some books? And he shared with me 2 digital books as well. And during one of this meeting, Debbie also bring out some book for us, and I managed to pick up this book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. And it's really nice book, and I will say that one of these analogy in this book totally changed my perspective. So there was this analogy being shared in this book called the melting of ice cube. So imagine you put an ice cube in the room, and you try to heat up the ice, from the room temperature of 26 degrees Celsius all the way 27, 28, 29, 30, nothing's changed. But the moment when the room hits 32 degrees Celsius, it started to melt. So for us, when it comes to New Year, mid-year, new quarter, we always have that reset button, like what Minggu mentioned earlier on. We want to press on the reset button. But we always think that reset or having all these big move, new play, or the bold move itself, it has to be something loud and something wow and hitting like 32 degrees Celsius straight. But what we didn't realize, the truth is, it doesn't have to be loud, doesn't have to be wow. It could be small and subtle, just like the every degree Celsius that made the ice melt. And I remember one of the stories shared by Toastmaster Alger earlier on during he said he was training for the Dragon Board. And one thing I remember what he said, showing up is the magic itself. And the power is being consistent. It's not about the big and the wow, super wow factors or new things that you want to do to change the second half of the year. No, it's all these small little things. So if you want to meet more friends, just try, pivoting by start smiling and saying hi to new friends in the next networking. Or if you want to be a motivational speaker, you just need to start sharing your story with your friends. Or if you want to you're taking up a full marathon, you don't need to start by having 5 kilometers per day on your day one. What you need to do is just start wearing your sports shoe, start walking for 10 minutes, start 10,000 steps per day, and eventually you will reach your destination. So I really want to say a big shout out to our Vice President of Education, Toastmaster Juliana, for giving us such a nice topic. It's a good reminder. Although President said we hope we might not need that reminder, but to be fair, honestly speaking, we sometimes need all this topic to just give us a good reminder that together we can achieve more in the second half of the year, and it is the baby step that it matters. Okay? And of course, today, for the benefit of the guests, I would like to bring you through a brief introduction of our Toastmaster International history. Now, Toastmasters started off as a series of speaking clubs founded by our founder, Rasim Smedley. Now, as the Director of Education in YMCA, he saw a need in the men of his community that they need to learn how to speak, how to organize meetings, how to work on committee. And, he was thinking, no, I'm not going to have a very boring class setting. He wanted the men to learn it in a very engaging social environment. And he named it as Toastmaster Club. Luckily, he named it as Toastmaster Club because now I can tell my friend every second or fourth Thursday, I'm not going for a class, I'm going for a club. That sounds really cool, right? And of course, our first ever meeting, was held in YMCA building, our office, on 22nd October 1924. So we are hitting 100 years and 7 months as of today. And all of you are part of this worldwide international organization. So give yourself a big round of applause. And of course, in proper meeting, just like, back in those days, just like 100 years back, it comes up with 3 components. The first component will be the impromptu speaking. We call it a table topic. So later on, we will actually want to invite the guests to join us as well. You can speak anything on the feet, and our table topic master will be leading the session. Now after that, we will have the prepared speech session where our members, they have spent time, days, or even a few minutes before the meeting, before the setup, to give a speech. And last but not least, we will wrap it up with an evaluation sessions where we have members to give feedback, constructive feedback to help members to improve together. And of course, I won't be the only one who blah 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 the whole night. You guys will be too much. So I have a group of technical role players to assist me with this meeting. Starting off with our timer, our Rolex of the night. We have Toastmaster Lizzie. Can you just share us with all of the guests here what is your role tonight?
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster. Good evening, all Toastmasters and guests. My name is Lee. Today I'm asked a timer. I will time each speakers and table topic, formal speech, and the evaluation. I also will notice the speakers, the time they have left, and then use the light to notice them. For the formal speech, the time should be between 5 to 7 minutes. At the 5 minutes, I will raise green light. At the 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow light. At the 7 minutes, I will raise the red light. So for the table topic, the time should be 1 to 2 minutes. For the individual evaluation, the time should be 2 to 3 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much to the timer of the night, Toastmaster Lizzie. And moving on, I'd like to call upon the English teacher of the day. I think I managed to use the word even twice just now. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Let's give a big hand to Toastmaster Juliana.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. As your grammarian, it's my responsibility to pay close attention to the English usage of the day. So I'll also be listening very carefully to outstanding words, quotes which is flourishing already by now. Also, as your grammarian, it's my duty to introduce the word of the day. And today, the word of the day is right in front there. It's called pivot. Pivot. Can everyone say it with me? Pivot. So pivot has 2 definitions. One is as a verb and the other is as a noun. So as a verb, it means to turn or rotate, as if on point, or to make a significant change in strategy or direction. As a noun, pivot is used to refer to a strategic change, for example, in business or life decision, around which something turns. An example of usage of pivot is after seeing a slow start to 2025, I decided to pivot my priorities and focus on what truly matters. And at the end of the meeting, I will share the report of grammarian report for the day. Now, can I invite every one of you to say the word of the day with me?
Pivot.
Perfect. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much to the grammarian of the night. And moving on, I would like to introduce the sexiest role of the night, the art counter. Let's give a big hand to Toastmaster Elder.
Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and guests. The purpose of the art counter is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch or a pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen to overused words including and, but, so, well, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds like including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase, such as I, this means. At the end of this meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used for these expressions. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you so much to Toastmaster Elder. Now, without further ado, I would like to pass the stage to our table topic master, to lead us on the first session of the night, which is the table topic session. Ladies and gentlemen, please get a big hand to Toastmaster Victor.
Thank you, Yi, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Nicholas, and tonight I'll be your table topics master. For the benefit of the guests, the table topic session is a great opportunity for you to practice your impromptu speech, the skill of speaking on the spot. Now, what will be happening is that I have prepared a few of these cute penguin stickers, and depending on which penguin sticker that you choose, I'll give you a topic. And with that topic, what you need to do is to come up with a speech, a 2-minute speech based on that topic. To help you keep track of your time, the timer will on the green light when you have talked for 1 minute and a half. And the yellow light when it is 2 minutes. And finally, the red light when you have talked for 2.5 minutes.
Sorry, Toastmaster, table topic master, just to clarify, the 1 minute will be green, 1.5 will be the yellow, and 2 minutes will be the red.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the evening. So 1 minute will be green, yellow will be 1.5 minutes, and finally red will be 2 minutes. We encourage all guests to try to speak at least until the green light comes up, and yellow light will be the sweet spot. And we also encourage all guests to try to use the word of the day, pivot, in your speeches. So without further ado, who will be the first speaker to take the bold move to come up to start off the table topic session? Can I see anyone? Anyone?
I'll start off.
Okay. Fatima, right? Okay. All right. Thank you for taking the bold move. So you can choose any of these stickers, whichever you feel is the useful one. Okay. All right. Okay. If you could press a reset button on one part of your life, what would it be? If you could press a reset button on one part of your life, what would it be?
Reverse psychology.
Good. All right. Okay. So our first speaker, Fatima, please clap for her.
Thank you so much. Hi, good evening, everyone.
So, if I could press the reset button on one part of my life, it would have been to take better care of myself in my 20s. Now, in my 20s, I thought I could get away with late nights, eating terrible food, not exercising, and just getting by with nowhere near the minimum required water that I need to drink to stay hydrated. That is one of my biggest regrets. Now, I'm going to tell you a bit of a personal story. I come from a pretty typical Malaysian family, I would say. Our idea of fun is sitting down in front of the TV with snacks and food. Every single family gathering is revolving around food. We also, whenever we go to a mall, for example, we will want to park the car closest to the entrance so that we would not have to walk that far. Nowadays, I see parents bringing their young children to parks, making it a family activity. I never had that growing up. And that was normal in my family. It was also normal when I watched my father, who was very obese. He passed away of a heart attack when I was very young. He was also a smoker, didn't take care of himself. Unfortunately, as I became an adult, I also started taking on some of those habits. I enjoy food, as most Malaysians do, and I would just eat whatever I wanted to. I was working offshore for 6 years, so I told myself, I've been on a 12-hour shift, I deserve this extra meal, I deserve this extra pay, and I did it. But it was in my early 30s that I decided to pivot. I'm living a much healthier lifestyle now. I work out 4 to 5 times a week, and I just did my High Rocks Bangkok challenge back in May. I'm very happy with where I am, and I hope everyone stays healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, Fatima. Thanks for reminding us why health is so important and also sharing your story, how you pivoted to healthy lifestyle. So, who would like to be the second speaker?
I saw Jackie raising his hand.
Oh, all right, sure,
Yeah.
come on.
And then Huda will be the next because he's sitting next to
Okay. So, you want? Okay. So you choose the penguin with a little penguin snowman. So, he is doing something. So the topic is, what tools or skills do you use to reach your goals? What tools or skills do you use to reach your goals? Okay, you got the topic?
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
Skills.
Tools or skills? What? So what tools or skills do you use to reach your goals? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So over to you.
I think the tools I will use is about time management. Because right now, many people are very busy in their daily life. I heard that Malaysian people will take a shower in the morning and then they go to work. But for Chinese people, we usually don't do that because we want to eat our breakfast. And there are so many activities in a day and you need to cover up. Especially take me for example. Right now, it's near the end of the semester. We have many assignments, including presentation, including small thesis, and also sometimes you need to take a video to submit to your professor. So in order to balance your life and your personal hobbies, I always catch up. So time management for me, I don't watch movies, I don't watch videos like TikTok videos, and I don't play mobile games. So because in the past I know if you do these activities, it really consumes your time. And if you do that, you don't have other time for your study or your work. I also work out a lot, and I want to do this healthy habit. So that's why I, give up this entertainment. That's my secret of, making my goal come true. Thank you all.
Wow. Well, you can hear it's like very disciplined because I really aspire to be as disciplined as you. No TikTok videos, alright. Okay, so the test speaker, I saw someone just now. Yeah, raise your hand.
I will approach him later.
Yeah.
The green.
Alright. So she has children that hang with some Christmas trees. Let me see which topic we get. So, alright, so this is the topic. What would you do differently if it was the start of the year again? What would you do differently if it was the start of the year again? Alright, okay, so over to you.
Hi everyone. So the question or topic was, what would I do differently if I get to start the year again? I think that's a very interesting question. And I would say the part that I would choose to do differently is to plan my vacation properly. Right? Because I think why I want to do that, the first thing is because that's my motivation to work. I work to go on vacation.
Yes.
I need to plan every quarter at least one vacation. So constant motivation.
Yes.
Second, better for the financial management. So if I already plan in advance on where I want to go or how long I want to go, so that's better for me to plan in terms of financial and as well as the timing management. And then the third one, why would I choose to plan my vacation is because there's one thing that I regret that I haven't tried diving earlier. So a bit of story time. So I just took my open water license last month. And surprisingly, I enjoyed it so much and I regretted for not trying it even earlier of the year. So I think those are the main reason why I want to plan my holidays again during the start of the year. And also, I think another part that I want to do differently is to actually set my goals for the year, which I think all of us always have a problem recycling or renewing the subscriptions of our goals every day, right? So I hope that this will be some sort of my pivotal moment for the year, if I can travel back in time. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Time, do we have no more time? Okay, all right. So that concludes the table topic session. Thanks to all the brave people who took the bold move to come over. So I pass over the stage back to our Toastmaster of the evening, Yi.
Thank you so much to Table Topic Master. Alright, so everyone can log on to Slido. Do I scan the QR code on the okay, okay. Can we just go to Slido? So just search for the guest, you can just search SLIDO on Google and then key in the passcode, the pin of 227 2278-332. Doing the eye test for anyone.
Yes, the
Numbers? Yes. Alright, I'm blocking, sorry. 2278-332. Now I think without wasting any time for everyone trying to log in to cast your votes, I would like to call upon the evaluator, our table topic evaluator, to join me at the front and take over the stage for the evaluation. So ladies and gentlemen, please help me and join me, give a big hand to Toastmasters Johnny. And this is her first time doing a table topic evaluation, so please give her a big round of applause. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I would like to congratulate first to the 3 brave souls who volunteered to come up here for the table topics. And I will just start straight away with Fatima. Your question was if you have a reset button to press on one part of your life, and you were very confident going straight into the answer with very good structure, with very good opening content, and telling a personal story. I really like that about your speaking, your speech. And you have very good vocal variety, body gesture. I'm really quite impressed by your speech. So I don't really have much points of improvement for you. And for speaker number 2, Jackie, your question was, what tools or skills did you use to reach your goals? And you shared about time management. Also, again, you have a very good structure. It was very easy to follow. I like that about your speech. And you also gave very clear example how you gave up all the different entertainments. Is this your first time speaking here? And I feel that you do carry yourself very well with confidence. So not much of improvement for me as well. And then for speaker number 3, Huda, your question was, what would you do differently if you can go back to the start of the year? One thing again, I feel that you're very confident in sharing your that you work so that your motivation to work is to go on holiday, and you elaborate your points very well. But I noticed that you put your hand like this while you are speaking, or like this. So something that you can improve would be to have an more open gesture, a hand gesture. Yeah, so that's all I can get from your speeches. So congratulations again for doing well. Thank you. Thank you so much to Toastmaster Jolly. As mentioned, this is her first time attempting the table topic evaluator. I must say that is a very stressful role. Because imagine if you are the table topic speaker, you are being put on the spot for 2 minutes and you speak on the topic, and the evaluator has to go through 3 times of that and instantly providing feedback. So that is a very good start for Toastmaster Jolly. And to all the brave soul, you guys definitely pivoting your fear into the field to push yourself even more. So prepare at one. Just kidding. And of course, I think earlier on we do have some of the guests who actually joined us after that. We didn't get to have join us in this meeting today.
Hi everyone, good evening. My name is Ignatius Nathan. You can just call me Nathan. And I am actually not a Malaysian. I came from Indonesia, currently working in here as an IT engineer. And what brings me here is to actually explore the clubs that exist in Bali because I've been joining a few clubs already. I'm not a member yet in any clubs, but I've been joining a few of them as a guest and try to make a decision on when I have the commitment today.
Welcome joining us today. Do some carving and shopping before you decide. That is very important. I did that as well. So I think we are moving to a short intermission before we proceed with the subsequent section of our meeting. But before that, we'll take a quick good photo first. Can I have everyone? Yeah, to draw.
We're doing it outside for a change.
Okay.
Yes.
A new play and a
New
move.
Yes.
That we have
Oh.
today. Okay, it's not part of plan. I didn't even know. So everyone join us outside for a group photo. All right.
Hi Joe.
Hello, how are you?
Bro.
Am I the only one that's joining after this?
Bro, what time is your
Yes.
Also, you attended a few clubs around Bali. And what's the which club?
It's okay.
So lucky of you. Thanks, Jackie.
This is like 1 month old. You sure? Oh, okay. Even the people came up. Yeah, there wasn't any
So what this one? That one? This one is tired. How are you too old? What?
We have to keep the time.
I don't like yeah, the road is good, but cannot. And in all the checkpoints, in all the explorer, everything were there, we were there. Showing up is the magic inside. That shows the quality of the icebreaker speech. It's not about remember and
Punchline.
yeah, showing up is the key.
Then we go, oh, now the
I don't even remember, I didn't recall my own icebreaker speech.
Maybe you do too much.
But yeah, but that is like, I don't think, I think my icebreaker speech is kind of general. I don't even think like value in it. It's more like introducing myself in general. So, but then you also have to actually put in some value. So you said
Because I read the draft and then I show it in the chat feed, then I
enhance how we no. I'm going to keep.
Hi, hello everyone. Let's start our meeting. Back to
Thank you so much. Let's give a big hand to our yes, as you can see, your Toastmaster of the evening is having so much fun that she forgot her own role. So without further ado, we have come to the second session of the meeting, which is the protest speeches by our members. Now, our first speaker today is going to deliver the Pathway Project 3, level 1, on the motivational strategy pathways, introduction to vocal writing and body language, with the speech title of Digital Transformation, a Journey, Not a Download. So before that, I'd like to invite his evaluator to read out the speech objective. Can I have Toastmaster Gurmit?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Justin's speech today is, the purpose is for him to practice using vocal variety or body language to enhance the speech. His timing is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best.
Thank you so much to Toastmaster Gurmit. So now Toastmaster guest, can we give a big hand to our speaker, our first speaker of the night, Toastmaster Gurmit. A journey, not a download. Digital transformation, a journey, not a download. Toastmaster Justin. The stage is yours. Let's give a big hand.
When was the last time I used my mobile phone or using the internet? To my surprise, I can't live without my mobile phone. This is the device that I need to use, especially on text, WhatsApp, communication, social media updates, and to get information on the internet. Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and guests. Technologies are here to help us to be more productive and more efficient. We use this device to communicate with people that we cannot see them physically. We use this device to schedule our meeting. Even we take this device to note down our minutes of meeting, and we have those smartwatch to track all our movement to make sure we have achieved the minimum number of steps so we can be healthier. But did you notice during the younger days, technology are not advanced? I felt I'm more relaxed. And I say technology are here to make my life be more effective and efficient. Why am I so burnt out with the number of texts, the backlog of emails? When I look at my schedules, oh my god, there's so many colors, there's so many fonts, there's so many icons, and it's red and red. I was like, oh dear, what am I supposed to do? I thought technology is here to help me, but it's not. It's make my life miserable. And I'm burnt out in my personal life. When my mom will ask me why I did not update my social media, in my corporate world, my supervisor asked, we are pending for the assignment. We are pending, why are you not replying? I believe every one of us here experienced this similar situation. So through my digital transformation journey, I learned a 3 essential skill and would like to share with you today. And one of the skill I noticed, many of us, we come to a meeting or anywhere, we like to take notes in our little diary. When we write the notes, it's very neat. When it's full, we place it somewhere in a drawer. And then sometimes you might remember, you might refer it to the book, or sometimes you might misplace the book when missing. Or sometimes you want to locate a certain information from the book. We was like flipping around, it's like, oh dear, where is it? And someone behind you is pressing like, Justin, I'm asking for the information like 5 minutes ago, and where is it? Oh, excuse me. Okay, I'm sure many of you experience this. So I learned a certain skill that a lot of people are using tablets to note down information and data of important schedule they need to do. But did you know, in this device, if you're using OneNote and you're using the pen, like this is the pen that you can write on the pad. Now the system is very advanced. If you're using a OneNote system by Microsoft, what is written on the pad, your handwriting is recognized by the system. So let's say if you want to search something for information like Toastmaster meeting 250, it can help you to look for information. What I'm trying to say is we need to embrace new technology. Try to get a device to write down one of the notes, and using OneNote to write in, it helps you to organize your information and to locate that. And let's say if you lost the device, don't worry. All your information is up in the cloud, you still can retrieve it, and only you can access because their security is one of the best in the system. And second thing, when there's too many notes or too many information, I'm sure not only just OneNote, probably you have a few thousand or 5 figures of too much information. And even for myself, when I read through the notes, information, sometimes I'll be too emotional. What the hell am I writing? I don't understand. This is where we need to leverage on an AI system. It could be a ChatGPT, I use that a lot, and you use that, or it could be some other system. So one of the feature that I learned from ChatGPT is, imagine I'm taking the minutes of meeting, in a meeting, obviously. What I can use, I upload all the transcription on the ChatGPT. It would nicely prepare the minutes of meeting for me and put it on the OneNote. Easy. But not only that, to go beyond that, you can take all the past minutes, throw in the ChatGPT, train the system to make sure that all the tasks has been followed by the assigned members, so you can keep track of their performance. So you don't have to do the manual work. AI is there to assist you. And the third skill that I learned, that leverage on social media is not for people just to scroll all the ads and everything. This is where for you to view your portfolio and branding. Put a post that is more intentional, that will bring you a benefit. For my mom can leave me alone. And because of social media, I get to connect people from various industries and to expand my network. So make sure you use social media as your marketing platform to brand yourself. All in all, digital transformation journey is not an easy task. I learned from this from work experience. At the same time, I took up course to upskill myself, especially in ChatGPT. But the three essential skills that I want to learn today is number one, embrace the devices. Get the devices. It could be costing you 500-600 ringgit. Use OneNote to take down your notes because it easily helps you to locate and store your information. Number two, leverage on ChatGPT or some other AI system to structure your information. And sometimes you can ask them to give you a clarity before you make an important judgment. Sometimes you can open up a different point of view. And number three, using the social media to open up, to rebrand yourself so the people, you can tap into an area that you have not tapped before. You open up a new opportunity. All in all, I hope with this story, right, will inspire you to take up a short course to attend any digital transformation journey, to upskill yourself. And with these three essential skills, I believe it will help you to reduce all the pending emails and chat, and you have more clarity, you know how to respond to them rather than being emotional. And thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Joseph, for a very relevant topic, I must say. We are in the era of digital transformations, and that is to connect us to convenience, not chaos. So thank you so much for the sharing earlier on. Now moving on, we'd like to invite the second speaker today. He's going to deliver his project pathway, number one, level 2 of this path of presentation mastery with the speech title of he's going to deliver the pathway project number 1, level 2 of presentation mastery, understanding your communication style with the speech title of Trump. Now before that, can I invite the evaluator, Toastmaster Wally, to read out his speech objective.
Good evening, everyone. The purpose of Shakil's project tonight is for him to learn about different communication styles and identify his primary style. He will be delivering a speech for Shakil to share the impact of his style on others. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Wally. So, ladies and gentlemen, guests and friends, please help me enjoy with a big hand here, Toastmaster Shakil.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, good evening. Donald Trump. Even listening to his name, you will imagine this big orange guy. Probably the biggest name in the world right now. Every day making big headlines. Recently, have a dispute with his so-called best friend, Elon Musk. This guy had survived an assassination attempt and had made a historical comeback. For me, I think Trump is the biggest disruptor in the world right now. He caused a lot of people miserable, sleepless night, uncomfortable, including me. Yes, me. Small man, not very important, thousands of kilometers away from the US. I will share later in my speech how Trump impacted my life. But despite so many negative coverage of Donald Trump in the news, I just want to share some perspective about the good qualities of Donald Trump. First, Trump loved himself, right? I think you all heard how he praised himself, right? I'm the best president the US ever had. I'm the best deal maker in the world. I'm the smartest man in the room. I think yesterday he said that people told him that he's the most genius person alive. I'm not saying that we should go around and brag about ourselves in public like that. Absolutely no. But probably we should live ourselves like Trump, right? And be more confident like Trump. And second is
his communication skills. Like it or not, Trump is a very smart politician. Being this elite billionaire, a New Yorker, he really knows his voter base. And his voter base is mostly conservative American, who probably will choose a socialist. But Trump, this billionaire, able to position himself to resonate with the conservative. This is because of his sharp communication skills. He used simple language and he will use it repetitively. He will say it again and again, like "Make America Great Again," fake news, and his direct communication style. No politician filter. He will label his opponent crooked Hillary, Sleepy Joe. And again, I'm not saying that we should label people like that, but simple communication works and it will win support. And number three, interestingly, Trump do not consume alcohol or smoke cigarettes. I'm guilty of the second one. And I know a lot of you are guilty of the first one. We all knew Trump is a bully, right? He used bully tactics on others. If you watch the news recently, how he treated the world leaders in the Oval Office, Ukraine, South Africa president were treated very bad in front of the world media. But I really praise them. They maintain their composure and they be respectful. And even this grand scheme of tariff, it's a bully strategy for me. They deprive the smaller country economy by justifying it is a negotiation tactic. He cut aids to the poorest country. He cut aids to the vulnerable HIV patient, and he even stopped the Ivy League students, and the list goes on and on. Then how Trump impacted my life, right? If you remember, in 2017, his first presidency, Trump, he did not like the trade agreement. He thinks trade is ripping off the US. And I was working for almost a year to prepare my organization for this trade agreement called Trans-Pacific Partnership. So we know Trump didn't like it. But back then, no one predicted that he will win. And finally, when it happened, among the first executive order that he signed was to pull out from TPP. And I felt jobless overnight. We are working for this for a year. Suddenly he pulled out, so all the hard work gone. And that's not it. Recently, when he announced his tariff, I was again called back to a task force to study the supply chain impact on tariff. And again, sleepless night because of the orange guy. So, like it, love him or hate him, Trump is still going to be there for another 3.5 years probably. And frankly speaking, I'm still puzzled whether Trump, this maverick businessman, is the deal maker of the century, or actually he's still puzzled, don't know what he's doing. And I'm thinking it's the second one. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters Shakir. What a very interesting speech. Because usually when I talk about the leadership style, most of our members will talk about, wow, the leader that he looked up to. But for today, this is more like a mix, I don't know whether he loves it or it seems like a love-hate relationship. But definitely, I think that reminds us of everyone is a teacher. Even the worst one can teach you what not to do. Just saying. With that, I'd like to move on to the third speaker of the night. She's going to attend the PowerPoint project number 1, level 3 from the Dynamic Leadership Pathway, connecting the audience with storytelling with the speech title of Bounce Back. With that, I'd like to invite the speech evaluator, Toastmaster Washing, to share the speech objective.
Thank you, Toastmasters Yi. So the purpose of the speech today is for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. Back to you.
Thank you so much to Toastmaster Washing. So everyone, please put your hands together for our third speaker of the night, Toastmaster Joanna. Toastmaster Joanna, the stage is yours.
Thank you, dear me of tonight. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
up in the Asian continent here, the very common thing that we always hear, just toughen it up, man the F up and get back up, get your thumb out and get back with the life, right? So that's the way we're told. But do any of us really know? Yeah, but how? How? Does anyone tell you a list of what to do? So tonight, I will actually share with you with my mini research and also my mini life experience along the way, how I use this method called PIT, P-I-T. Okay? So the first part is actually positive mindset. Now this whole mindset thing is highly important because whatever the mind can perceive and believe, it will achieve or not achieve. Because the minute we are not positive and we take things too in depth and you don't focus on the learning and growth, and then you're like, oh my god, oh I'm gonna die, oh my god, why is traffic so jammed? Everything will seem more negative. You are pouring all these negative self-talk into your mind. You are indirectly you are self-poisoning. So this whole positive mindset is actually very important. Whatever the setback is, whatever big, small, yes, we all go through it. Just remember that it is temporary. You have to focus on the growth, or even give yourself time frame. Like, okay, if I have a bad breakup, whatever it is, I give myself 2 months. 2 months to go binge eating, binge whatever, binge crazy, partying, blah blah blah. Give yourself 2 months, and after that, okay. Now to the next point, the I, which is identifying your areas of improvement. What is it that you need to improve? Because with life, yes, you have a setback, you need to stand up, you dust off, whatever, and you need to move. But which area that you need to move, right? If you don't identify areas, you're just moving round and round like people who are driving. No, I know the direction, but no, just driving round and round without a clear angle, without a clear direction. So even with life, you need a very purposeful and clear direction. And the last bit, which is the T, take actions. After all that mindset talking, positive injection, and jotting down what you need to do, you need to take action. Because if you don't take action, a year later, like what all these TikTok will tell you, a year later, hey, Joe is still here. Still not DTM yet. Aiyo. So, what I'm trying to tell you guys with this PIT, let me now share with you a very personal, cute incident with my kids. So about 2 weeks ago, we were actually at one Utama, for those of you who stay around the area, shopping mall, Utama, in the concourse area. There was actually a Hot Wheels on-ground event. Hot Wheels, Hot Wheels with adults like myself or some dads were like, oh my god, sports car, oh my god. And all these stations are packed with kids. And the gist of it is you have to actually purchase a car. You purchase that Hot Wheels car, whichever car that my kids doesn't have, and you can participate in all the stations and all the whatever setups that they have. Gigantic setups, colorful, and so expensive. So I just told my kids, like, okay, you guys can pick the car, play whatever, play all, and then we go home. Okay? So what happened was, as we were playing, as my son was playing at the different stations, and I was attending to my daughter, snapping photos because there were some setups which is so big, we have to actually walk upstairs and the car will slide down. And then my son came, mommy, someone took my car. Asian tiger mom. Oh, sorry, someone took your car. Positive mindset. Okay, who took your car? And then my poor boy, sensing the mommy's tone, is like, I don't know, but is this boy who took my car? I'm like, how did you let that boy take your car? I was also trying to be calm. The car actually dropped opposite my direction, not in my side, and then the boy just picked it up and walked away. Do you remember who took that car? I can't remember, mommy. I was like, okay, the inward P starts to like, positive. Don't just lash at your kid, positive. Okay, I said, calm down there. I said, mommy not angry at you, mommy trying to solve this problem with you. You have to remember who took your stuff. I said, can you imagine if one day someone snatched your mommy? How can you not remember who snatched your mommy? I just trying to think back, then she like, calm down. I think it was this boy. I can't remember the color shirt he wore, but he was drinking water. Oh wow. Okay, where were you just now? Come, we track back. Okay, mommy tiger, we track back. Okay, then it was this boy, and so happened, slightly older boy, the car dropped in front of him, and he was about to pick it up, and then I picked it up and looked at him like, sorry, this car belongs to my son. Then he felt guilty in his eyes. And walked. And give back to my son. Not done yet, and he was like, okay, before, please keep hold of your car. Mommy took time to line up, queue up, and pay. This car didn't come free. Okay, your car, it's your possession. You have every right to ask for it back. Because that boy didn't just conveniently took. In other words, in other bigger words, in our adult word, I'm sorry, that is stealing. No? Okay. So I thought, okay, that was fine. It's alright, as a cool adult, cool auntie and mom, I'll just forget it. And then came that same boy, he walked past me drinking water. He had like a plastic side eye. I was like, oh my god. So the old Joe will probably be very quiet, just be calm, just swallow this fire. It's gonna be fine, But then now I thought like, wow, the today Joe with 2 kids, I'm sorry, no, because it's not about being an Asian mom. I had to do a role modeling for my kid. Then I told myself, oh, this is it. Papa, let mommy show you how you actually do it. This is the boy, right? Come. I go to the boy, I see where was the boy standing, and I say, he said, Manu, are you going to hit the boy? Something, mommy, like a gangster. I said, no. We do it nicely. And I nicely walk up to the dad. I said, excuse me, mister, is this your son? He said, yeah. I said, oh, I just wanted to let you know, I'm not sure if you know or he knows, but with all these cars that we are paying, right, you actually have to buy the car first. I queue up and choose the car that my son likes, my daughter likes. I queue up and pay for it. So it's actually not for free, but I think your son conveniently picked it up and walked away. So I think it's better for you to talk to your son because this is basic manners and basic knowledge. Because I said, imagine if this was a bigger thing. If this was not a Hot Wheels, if this is a jewelry store. If I want to be nasty, I would have just called the organizers like, oh, stop this whole event. I want the managers here. I want security guard here. So yeah, that's not going to happen. But I hope you know that. Oh, I'm so sorry, miss. I'm so sorry. Sorry to your son too. Thank you. Then I walk away and I look back at the son. So yes, the Joe today positive mindset where I told my son, mommy is actually not angry at you. I actually told him again. I said, you see, I'm not angry with you, but I'm trying to calm you down to remember. Someone took your stuff, you have to stand up, speak up. And what was it that you have to identify areas? Yes, area, where did that boy go? What do you need to do? I said, so in future, you have to stand up for yourself. So I'm role modeling to tell you, you have to be strong for yourself. What if today it was a school day and mommy is not here? So you have to do that. And my cute daughter, next time you tell me lah, I will shout at the boy. So in some ways, right, what I'm trying to say here today is, it's not so much about the failures or setbacks that you face along the line, which you will, but it's about how you actually bounce back stronger, better, and much better. Back to you.
Some golden nugget to go home tonight. Now, moving on, we're going to proceed with the last speaker of the night. He's going to attempt his halfway project 3, level 1, from the Motivational Strategy Talk, Introductions to Vocal Variety and Body Language, with the speech title of The Ones Who Walk Away. Sounds like a subtitle. Before that, I'd like to invite the evaluator, Toastmaster Washing, to read out.
Give me a moment.
Sure. It is very busy because he's the evaluator for both speakers tonight. Yes. New place.
Okay, I found it. All right. So the purpose of the speech is for the member to practice using vocal variety or body language to enhance the speech. All the best. Back to you.
Thank you so much to Toastmaster Washing. Toastmaster and guests, please help me and join me to welcome the last speaker of the night, Toastmaster James, the ones who walk away, Toastmaster James. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gigi. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'd like to talk to all of you about evil. So, can we start with an evil thought experiment? Sure? Okay. So imagine seated in front of you are 2 evil people. Anyone you would like. So a personal enemy, a historical figure, a villain from fiction, right? So just imagine and keep your minds vivid, because here are my 2 picks. Here sit all the corrupt people and leaders who extort people like you and me. every day. Yeah, you and me. And here sit our fellow war criminals, the men who plunder and murder families every day for ideology and pride, even though it's 2025. So I want you to take one good look at these people, because today, my fellow Toastmasters, we have the pleasure of exacting justice. In our imaginations today, we are going to interrogate these men. So join me as we grab them by the scruff, as we shove them, slap them, intimidate them, and put the fear of God in them. Imagine what it would be like to finally put the microscope to their evil brains and figure out what makes a human evil. Think about it. What actually makes a person evil? Do you need an evil walk, an evil talk? Do you get up out of your bed every morning with a compulsive itch to hurt everyone in sight? Are you big, mean, red, and ugly with horns and fangs? Who is this guy? What makes a person evil? Right? This is one of the most enduring questions in human history. And actually, this interrogation has been done in real life. A philosopher named Hannah Arendt was given the pleasure of interrogating some of the most evil men on the planet, the men who worked for Adolf Hitler. And I'll give an example, a man named Eichmann. So, Eichmann was evil, without saying, and he was in charge of logistics. He had to make sure trains got from A to B, filled with children and families, because when they got from A to B, they would be exterminated and killed. Wonderful, right? So, I would have been very afraid to interrogate this man. I can't imagine what sort of sick fella. What kind of sick fella this guy must have been. Right? He must have been some lizard human. But Hannah Arendt found that these men that stand before you didn't have horns or fangs. They wore neckties and blue collars. They went for golf and then for beers on Saturday nights. They lived normal lives and they had wives. Ladies and gentlemen, they were like you and me. And these men before you so boldly claim that they were spotless. Mr. Eichmann never shot a man. He only drove the trains because he was following orders from the boss, right? The factory workers who made the guns and the bombs that ended up killing everyone, they didn't shoot a man. They were just following orders from the boss, right? The bureaucrats who signed the papers to evict people out of their homes, they didn't throw anyone. They were just signing papers for the boss. And Eichmann said it himself. I never killed anyone. I only drove the trains. So these people are right, but they are also horribly wrong. Because they forget one thing, that our actions have consequences. And in the words of Bruce Wayne, and Bruce Wayne doesn't even exist, by the way, the only thing required for evil to grow is for good people like us to sit in a room and do nothing and think nothing. When we choose to bat a blind eye, to walk away, to turn off our brains, our foresight, to not think, to just do. When we decide to trade our conscience for cold comfort. Ladies and gentlemen, this is evil. In psychology, this is called the banality of evil. When everyone turns their brains off and just does things. And the thing about this evil is, it is the most common form of evil. Sure, we have people who are genetically predisposed to be more aggressive. There is the whole nature versus nurture debate about serial killers, blah, 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 blah. But this is the most common form of evil, And it is the hardest to spot because, ladies and gentlemen, it is invisible. It grows when you choose to bat a blind eye. It grows when you choose to do nothing. And they say in movie culture that to become evil is to sell your soul to the devil. In movie culture, you have to You have to slash your wrist and splash the blood on the floor and submit your soul to the devil, and then you are an evil human. But I disagree. I think to be evil is to trade your conscience for comfort. It is to turn off your brain. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a question now. If evil grows in the corners where we don't look, if it grows when we do nothing, what do we do? If evil grows among the masses who conform blindly, what do we do? It's simple. We just stop conforming. We stop blindly following the masses. And I would like to end with this. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope each and every one of you and me together, I hope we never stop using our God-gifted conscience and brains. I hope we always ask the big questions, the whys, the hows. I hope we never settle for blind conscience. I hope that in the days that follow, that as you and me walk away from life, that we will all not be among the people that chose to walk away.
Body language, vocal variety, 101% in every single speech, not only the speech, right? His speech is always something very deep thought and gives us a lot of, I would say, thought-provoking questions. So thank you so much to Toastmaster James. Truly appreciate your speech. Now, we'd like to cast the vote for the best speaker of the night. So everyone just again log on to Slido, okay, and key in the first password, 2278332, and we can cast for the best speaker of the night. And later on, we will cast for the best improved speaker. And without further ado, I would like to pass the stage to the next role player, because we are just done with the first session, which is the table topic sessions for better thinking. We're done with the prepared speeches for better speaking. Now we are going to the sessions where we're training everyone for better listening, which is evaluations. With that, please tell me and Georgie, give a big hand to our general evaluator for the night, Toastmaster Deborah. Please give her a round of applause.
Good evening, everyone. That was very thought-provoking, very inspiring, very knowledgeable speeches that we have just heard. And to move on from our speeches, now comes the time when we will invite all our evaluators to come up one by one and to give their evaluation of all the speeches that you have just heard. So for the first evaluation, I would like to invite Toastmaster Gurmit Kaur to come take the stage and deliver her evaluation for speaker number 1, Justin. Over to you.
Justin's speech, Digital Transformation, a Journey, Not a Download. Today, I would like to say his speech made me feel we can go up. With that, I would like to say 2 strengths, the abbreviation GO. For the first strength, Justin, G. Great use of prop. He actually took out his handphone and actually started, and said, technology and how we can't live without the phone. Something we can really relate to. It was a smart way to anchor your message visually. I was almost wondering if Microsoft was paying you to sponsor one show. But unfortunately, I don't think that was a paid sponsor, but very well done. Shame, right? Yes. Second strength I would like to highlight was his whole, which was the overload, which was relatable. Because some of you may remember he had the same topic a few months back, and at that time when he gave this speech, it was too much of information, too technical, over my head. Today, it was a bit more relatable, especially and it made me, connect with it better, especially with how it was from Microsoft OneNote to AI tools like ChatGPT and the social media where his mom is on his social media, which I'm wondering why is his mom on social media, but yeah. And also, it was very timely and relevant. If I may suggest 2 recommendations for Justin on how he can improve and level up, would be to use the next acronym UP. So if for the U, the first recommendation would be to use interaction wisely. He started with a good hook by asking the audience a question, but unfortunately he didn't give time for the audience to respond to it. I was actually raising my hand and going to put up my hand and say, yes, I can relate to that, but he already moved on to the next point. So there was no time for us to interact. So maybe a bit of pause or restructure as a rhetorical question instead to keep the engagement smooth. The next recommendation would be P, would be to polish the delivery, because I checked with our timer and he was into red light zone, and his speech, even though it was 7 minutes, it actually reached 8 minutes and 12 seconds. So with that, because that happened, I think, because he repeated a few points, especially around the tools mentioned towards the ending. So a tighter closing and more streamlined structure will help you, get to the next level. Justin, you gave us a cool moment today. In summary, great props, overload, made relatable. To step things up, you could use interaction mindfully and polish your timing. With that, we can see a transformation or you pivoting from Justin 2.0 to Justin 3.0. So waiting for your next speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gurmit. From Toastmaster Gurmit's evaluation, we can see that as she provides a very technical, very structured evaluation, she also imbued a lot of encouragement towards the speaker. Just one point for recommendation for you is to, when you notice the yellow light going on, that's when you have to remember that's when you want to recall all your points from your recommendations to your strengths. So I realized that you were at the yellow light and you already started to do that, but you had spent most of it towards the red light. I was a little bit worried that you might have run out of time, and towards that part you were just rushing through the summary of everything that you were saying. So just a little bit fast towards the end. Otherwise, it was a very well given evaluation, very thoughtful. So thank you so much for that. And for the next evaluator, I would like to invite Toastmaster Violet up, and she will be giving her evaluation for Toastmaster Shakil. So, over to you.
Good evening, everyone. Toastmaster Shakil, my mentee mate. Yeah, it has been a while since I last heard from Shakil delivering a speech. So what I felt from Shakil's speech today is I felt that the entire flow was very smooth. You have a great stage presence here, and you make yourself very grounded, and you have, I would say, even eye contact with the entire room. So this shows that you are actually confident and comfortable when you are here. That's the first strength that you have. Now the second one, I really like your speech opening. Just the first word itself, Donald Trump, that everyone laughed. So you see, this is when you are giving a speech, I thought that a great opening is a very essential tool to get all the audience hooked in to see what is this speaker gonna say something about this topic. That's the first hook that you did very well. And the second hook, although all of us know who is Donald Trump, I believe everyone knows, but you still give us some fact check, what's the background story from this fellow, almost killed by the assassin, things like that. And then you told us that this person, in your opinion, he is a disruptor, and how later I'm gonna tell you how is he gonna impact my life. So I'm waiting
I'm waiting away. So this is the second hook. You make me wonder, oh, what is this Shakir speech about today? Now, 2 points for improvement, Shakir. The first one, when we are having some conversation this afternoon, you told me to take some attention at your tone. I felt that your tone are totally well. Perhaps just at certain point or certain sentence, I would say that you can inject some emotion into your speech to make that tone even more obvious. For example, you mentioned that during the first election and where you're working 1 year for some projects and nobody thought that Trump is going to win, then you say this thing, I felt jobless overnight when the orange guy won. So you could make it this way, like, I felt jobless overnight when the orange guy won. You see? So the tone is there, but the emotion, the facial expression, automatically it will sync with our tone. That's the first suggestion. And the second suggestion, I would say that since I like the opening, you have a good hope, but the impact, I felt that because the purpose of your speech is talking about the understanding your own communication style and how does it impact you. We know how Trump he is, but how does he affected in your personal communication style? So one thing that I've learned from a lot of seniors here is when we begin to craft our speech, right, we always begin with an end in mind. What are we going to deliver and what are the take-home message we wanted to deliver to the audience? So perhaps I think this will enhance your speech to the next level, right? So all in all, Shakil, good opening, good stage presence, eye contact. You can work on these emotions and also impact from your story. That's all. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Violin. I believe as you all were listening to Toastmaster Violin, she focused in on what really was the purpose statement for Shakil this evening. And with that, she had intentionally paid attention to the purpose statement of the speech of the assignment, and she encouraged you in that manner as well. One area for Violin to consider is that you were rushing through your summary as well. So when you saw the red light, that's when you started to recall all your points in. So you want to do that at the yellow light already. Other than that, thank you so much, Toastmaster Violin. So for the next evaluator, I think we need to go for the best improved speaker voting. Okay. Sorry, before we have the next evaluator come up, can we all just go to slido.com? Just refresh on the, okay, just refresh. We're still using the same meeting number, which is slido.com, and we're going to go to 2278332. If you cannot refresh, you don't see it. If you refresh and you still don't see it, then you key in 2278332. Vote for best improved speaker. For those of you who have not heard our speakers before, you need not vote for them. You can actually skip out on this vote. So while you are doing that, let's invite Toastmaster Washing up to stage. Today, Toastmaster Washing will be evaluating 2 speakers. You can do it! Which are both very, very eloquent speakers, so all the best to you. You'll be evaluating Joanna and James.
That's right.
Double J.
Thank you. Toastmasters Joanna, our elite Toastmasters, mother of acronyms. Okay, because she always gives acronyms in her speech, including this very speech. And when she come up on stage with a bright smile and sparkle in her eyes, I knew that I was in for a treat. And because of that, I also want to give you an acronym, which is PIT. P-I-T. So easy to remember.
P-I-G-R, sorry.
Okay, first one, P is pacing. I love her pacing because when she come up here, she didn't instantly start with the story. Okay? It's like I'm watching a TED talk. She started with a joke, and then after that, she gave us the PIT acronyms and explained it to us so that we have the context. And when we listen to the story, I felt felt that much relatable because in it, she gave the example of how she was positive, how she identified the problem with her kids, and how she took action. And for the second strength, I, which is intriguing. I find her story very intriguing. Notice how many different characters she had. And then you see her up on stage, she was busy, switching roles between that many characters, her kid, her daughter, and then the boy, and then the boy's parents. Oh, wow. It was so fascinating watching the story and watching the dialogues going on. It was as if I was watching a movie itself. So I totally enjoyed it. I totally enjoyed the dialogues, and I can imagine that I was right at that mall itself watching this whole commotion taking place. And then, now with the strengths, I would like to move on to the points of improvement. Now, for the point of improvement, I'd like to say is T, which is take action. Because I noticed that the story, I felt that it was a little rushed, and that you were trying to explain a lot about the different scenes and the different scenarios and the characters in the story. So perhaps instead of explaining about the scenes, you could instead use action to paint the picture to us. For example, when you say about the Hot Wheel, you could say it was tall and it was huge. So we could picture it in our head. But overall, I really thoroughly enjoyed the speech, and I really look forward to the next story and acronym from you. All right. Thank you. Okay. Evaluation marathon. All right. So now moving on to our future doctor, future Dr. James. I always has the time started.
Yes. Don't worry.
I always feel like James has just very energetic and has a lot of
Passion.
Yeah, a lot of passion when it comes to his speech. So I would also like to be like Joanna and give him an acronym. You were very A today. APE. Okay? So let's start with the strength. The first one is act. It was interesting to watch you up on stage here. It was as if I was watching a play because you had a lot of actions when you talk about the different characters and the different scenes in the story. Like you said, they play golf, they drink beer, submit yourself to the devil. And then moving on to the second strength is I find that your speech was very poetic. It was as if I was listening to a speech by an orator because you use a lot of figure of speech in your story. You use metaphors, you use sayings, for example, like from Bruce Wayne, and then similes. And of course, what I find the most that really stick to my mind is your use of triplets, which was at, I think, the end of the story where you mentioned, I hope that we'll stop conforming. I hope that we will. And with these triplets, it really helps to make that message sink in, and it really gives power to what you were saying. Okay, right now moving on to the point of improvement, which is E for expression. I noticed that throughout your speech, you're maintaining this same facial expression. Perhaps I believe that you were focusing too much on your gestures because I found that some of the parts of the story where you were just really trying to gesture when there's not really the need to. Perhaps you could also watch your facial expression, like instead of saying they were evil, perhaps you should try they were evil. perhaps that would really give that impact to me. But overall, I really love the speech. I really love the speech. I really love the speech. And with that, back to you.
That's our evaluator champ, right? Ladies and gentlemen, our fellow Toastmasters, I guess washing is very animated, and he is able to mirror the energy and the sentiments that the speakers came up here and delivered as well. So he's able to mirror that very well. And washing use acronyms for both speeches, and that helps us to remember very well what the points of improvement were and what the 2 points were as well. So if there was anything that I can offer to you for a point of improvement for yourself is the summary again. So you laid out everything in great timing, but at the end, you ended with a bang with, I love your speech, I love your speech, I love your speech. But you could also use that to bring it all together for them to really bring it home and remember that as well. But thank you very much. So with that, I would like to also move on. Sorry, keeping on working for the best assignment. Best improved assignment. Okay, so we need more votes. Okay, so we need more votes. Can you all quickly, for those of you who haven't done it yet, to go back to the first Slido number and vote for your best improved speaker. Okay, so with that, I would also like to start inviting the technical role players to come up and give their reports, and we will start with the grammarian's report. And with that, we'll have Toastmaster Juliana come up and deliver the grammarian's report. And I would like to give it the meeting over to the grammarian right now. Good try, good try. Let's give it a round of applause. Good try. So remind me again, everyone, what is our word of the day? Pivot! Right, brilliant. So all of you got another one pivot word of the day usage. So before I present my grammarian report, I just want to remind us the importance of us using proper English in our communication, since most of us are here, if not all of us, are here to improve our conversational English. It's really to make an impression, and it just sounds fluent and fluid, not to speak the Queen's language, but at least to a certain extent proper in Malaysian standards to start with. So throughout this meeting, I'm pleased to say that I've recorded quite a number of well-used words, phrases, similes, proverbs, sayings, and all sorts of wonderful words, really, sentences. I did not manage to capture every single one of them, but I will share to my best ability what I have managed to capture. So I'll use a sandwich, the good stuff, the areas to improve, and finally those who actually use the word of the day. A few really interesting sentences were used. Half-time isn't about judgment but adjustments. I'm not also going to mention the names of everyone who used it because I missed that as well. I was too busy jotting it down. Which one should I do? The person's name or what they are saying, right? So I chose the letter. A roaring event or a rocky one. Bold thinkers. Cheers not only to how far we've come, but also to how far we're going to go. Brilliant. Swallow this fire. It's not about the failures you face in life, but it's how fast you can bounce back. Join me as I grab them by their scruff. When we choose to bat a blind eye. Sorry, James, you had too many. This was on a running roll, so I didn't manage to capture everything. Slash your wrist and splash blood on the floor. Sounds boring. But it's a really good description of what he's trying to say. We can either say it as splash your wrist, let the blood flow. But instead, he's making it flowery. That's additional effort. Blind conscience, thought-provoking, rhetorical, imbued, self-poisoning. And for those who used certain words that can be changed or structured differently, caused a lot of people miserable should be stated as caused us misery.
should have been, please hold on to your car. I had to do role modeling for my kid. I had to be the role model for my kid. It's not modeling. It's been a while since I heard from someone delivering a speech. It's been a while since I heard this person delivering a speech. It's not hearing from, but I'm hearing you, the person. You can mention directly the name of the person. Take some attention at your tone. Pay attention to my tone. Or pay attention to your tone. Take some attention is the error there. We should use the term pay attention. We don't take some attention. I would say, for example, I would like your attention, please. But we rarely take your attention. How is he affected in your style? How does he affect your style? It was fascinating watching the story. Should have been, it was fascinating listening to the story. Last but not least, congratulations to Fatima A. and Gurnikov for using the word of the day a few times. And the rest of you for taking an attempt twice. Shall we remind us again? What's the word of the day? So with that, I leave you to pivot for the rest of this meeting. Back to you, Madam. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Juliana. And in the interest of time, I would like to invite Toastmaster Eljo. You can deliver your report from your seat. And Toastmaster Eljo is the art counter for this evening.
Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and guests. I would like to congratulate Minwu, Juliana, Fatima, and Shakil and Jonna that I unable to find any filler words from your speech. Please give a round of applause to them. For the rest of the speakers, the most common filler words is and are, so, and you know. So try to be more conscious for the speech next time. If you are thinking about what to talk, you instead of using those filler words, you can pause to think about what to speak next. Thank you. If you would like to know about your filler words that you have used during your speech, you may approach me later. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Eljo. And now we will have Toastmaster Lisi. You can deliver your report from your space as well. Toastmaster Lisi is our timer for this evening.
Okay, good evening. Here is my timer report. I would like to congratulate most of speakers have managed their time well, but there are also a few speakers is over the time. For the table topic, the Fatima spoke for 2 minutes and 19 seconds. It's over the maximum time by 90 seconds. And Huda, spoke for 2 minutes and 12 seconds over the time little. For the peer speech, Justin spoke for 8 minutes and 12 seconds. Joanna, spoke for 7 minutes and 25 seconds. But your speech is so interesting. I also forget to calculate the time. James spoke for 7 minutes and 21 seconds, over a little. For the evaluation, the Jeremy. Oh, the time Shakil is in the time. Very excellent. Sorry, I just say the
those who overtime.
Overtime. Okay. For the evaluation, Jamie, the actual time is 3 minutes and 26 seconds. Evaluation, violin, 3 seconds and 42 seconds. And I also would like to highlight the washing. very good, excellent measurement. Why? The two evaluation at the same time, 2 seconds and 57 seconds, remains 3 seconds on your speech. Very excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lizzie. We would like to, can we move on to the vote for outstanding player? The best evaluator. Okay, as we wait for Toastmaster Renu to get ready our vote for best evaluator, I would like to just take this moment to give a little bit of feedback to our grammarian, our counter, and also our timer. So for all three reports, I believe they delivered a very clear report. I think it was very crisp, to the point, and it was not too long. However, you can inject a little bit of purpose as to why we carry these roles. For example, the R counter, other than telling them as well, because I believe you mentioned it in the early part of the meeting, why we record down our R's and U's, you can also tell the speakers how they could minimize the R's and U's, and doing that by taking time to speak, and you don't have to rush through what they want to say. That would minimize the R's and U's. And for the grammarians and the timer, you can actually benefit the meeting a little bit more by injecting why we record what we recorded for tonight. So having said that, we are ready. Okay, what are we ready for? Evaluator? Okay, so if we can now vote for the best evaluator of the evening, and we are using which? The second one? Elite, okay, Elite number 2. So please go on to slido.com, and the number to key in is 417-5858. 417-5858 for best evaluator for this evening. Which one is role? Is role player or evaluator?
We can vote for the role player first and then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is your best role player for this evening. So everybody who came up here and delivered a role and a function, you see their names listed down. You can just vote for your best role player for this evening. I'm not trying to sell the soap to devil. Okay, again, in the interest of time, are we okay with what? They can go on? 417-5858.
5858.
417 and then 40-5858.
Oh, because the evaluator is in
When you put it, the evaluation, the role player.
So we can skip the evaluator here lah. Right?
Yeah. Just move on.
Reshuffle or what?
Yeah, she added that as that. Never mind. It's a miscom, I suppose.
Yeah. So we just vote for the role player.
Role player,
first.
yeah. Role player.
Yeah. No vote for outstanding evaluator.
The evaluator.
Okay. So we're doing role player right now?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
Okay. Are we coming back to
Yeah,
evaluator?
I think
Yeah, can. Maybe later? Yeah. All right. Okay, so while we do that, can I quickly go through my general evaluation for this entire evening? All right, so let's start from right at the top. We opened our meeting with dinner, and those of you who joined us, thank you so much. We had the pleasure of speaking about our week and getting to know a few guests that joined us as well. And as usual, Elite, we always give our best Elite culture, biggest smile, lots of hearty laughs, and sometimes we may be a little bit in your face, but don't worry, we're very friendly. That's just Elite culture. But I would like to shout out to Toastmaster Renu, because as we were very loud and happy downstairs, Toastmaster Renu had already slipped upstairs, and she was already set up and ready, and we started our meeting actually right on the dot at 8 o'clock. And I think it wasn't even 8:01 yet when Toastmaster Renu had already banged the gavel on the meeting, and we started right on time. Yeah, so the only thing that I can offer as a point of improvement is maybe to help our president who needs help. Yeah, so let's support him by putting up the meeting team on
the whiteboard.
Yeah.
And the team number very nice and big. Maybe we can think of having the meeting team written up on the board as well. Moving on to our president's speech. President's speech, as always, has a personal story. Again, this time, nothing about his wife. I think we all look forward to our fortnightly story of Minbu and his wife, but it's okay. It's okay. Thank you so much for those golden nuggets in your speech as well. I think you totally help us understand and appreciate the team meeting, which is halftime reset, bold moves, and I also
New place. New place.
New place, bold moves. So you see, I also mirror the struggle that my president had. Yeah. So, thank you so much for that. For the toast ceremony, I like Toastmaster Haley. I like the way you were able to bring what the presidential speech said, and you didn't attempt to repeat or echo it too much, but you had a nice flow into what he was saying, and then you carried on to more of a how we can, make bold moves, and you invited people to make bold moves at this halftime reset piece as well. So the only point of improvement I had for you at that when you did your close ceremony was you seemed a little bit hesitant when you said, I am going to invite you later to stand up. So at that point, everybody starts standing up already because they hear the word stand up. So when you're ready to invite them, then you say it. Otherwise, I think you were doing really well with bringing up your last sentence. And at that time, you can say, can I now invite you to stand up? Yeah, I know you were worried about their glasses being empty. So for our Toastmaster members who are here every week, please remember to charge your glasses. Okay? Oh, and also, Haley, there's something that I learned from the last time I was standing up here delivering a speech is that we tend to do this. So I noticed my fellow sister, you were also doing this, so apparently we have to stop doing this. Okay, and then we go towards our table topics for the evening. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nicholas. Are you still here? Yes. Thank you for the little cute penguins. You took so much effort, and we can see the back end work that you did to make table topics really interesting. So one point of improvement, if I may, is that when you were inviting the speakers up, you could address them by their names because we knew their names. So we could invite them by their names and repeat again the question before they delivered the speech. So in that sense, you're really warming up that stage and getting the stage and the audience ready to hear Fatima, for example, come up and speak. I think Fatima was the only name that you mentioned, and then the rest we may have forgotten. Yes, and then the next is the table topic evaluator for Jiale. So you did very well in terms of your timing. You just went straight to your points, and that actually helped the meeting to catch up in our time. But if I were to just offer one point of improvement at that time is that when in your evaluation you use a couple of technical words like vocal variety, and I noticed that tonight all our table topic speakers were all guests. So maybe we don't need to be too technical with our guest speakers, but we can actually talk about how they came up and took a challenge, how they were spontaneous, and what happened when they delivered their spontaneous speech. So we don't need to talk too much about structure, vocal variety, and position of their hands, and so forth. So thank you so much, Jiale, for that. And when it comes to our second part of the meeting, which is the assignment speeches, evaluation, I believe that I already was able to give my feedback the minute the evaluators had come up. So with that, I would like to check back with Toastmaster Renu. Are we ready for evaluation? Okay, so we can vote for best evaluators. All right, so what are we doing?
The second number.
Second number, okay.
Just to refresh it.
Sorry, can I invite all of you all back again to slido.com, and now we're going to vote for the best evaluator that was between washing, Gurmeet, and Bhumika and violin. So we're using number 2, slido.com. You want to key in 417-5858. 417-5858. I feel like I'm calling out car park numbers. 417-5858. Going once, going twice. 3,000. So best evaluator for the evening.
There is nobody to call up after this while waiting for your. Actually, what we can do is I can invite President Min Hu to come back up on stage, and while they're voting for evaluators. Okay, thank you so much, Toastmasters, and yes. Alright, so may I have the honor to join you in the front? Okay, now I'm back. Now, this is a time, this moment that we reward all our Toastmaster members as well as our guests who actually speak at the front just now. So we're done with the better thinking, where we have the table topic, we're done with the better speaking, where we have the prepared speech, we're done with the better listening. For the evaluators to evaluate, they need to learn to listen. So now, this is the time where for us to have better celebrating. Alright, now we are going to announce the winner for tonight, starting from the table topic sessions. Ladies and gentlemen, can I get everyone to do the drum roll? Table topic speaker for tonight goes to the one who is here. The one who is here, we have Fatima.
Triple.
We will send you the key ribbon. Set the environment.
Hello. We are becoming champion. Where is the? Where's your bag? So we're sending the e-ribbon to her because she put that.
Every time she's here, we should do the e-ribbon.
This is the first time we have this crisis. And guys, because we got the defending champion, we want her to recycle the. No, we want her to come back again and get the ribbon from us. Let's give it the physical one. Guys, sorry, this is not what usually happens. I think the G will give us the
we just want to scare you.
Guys, okay, so let's give a big hand to Fatima. Okay, look here. Gigi, where are you? All right, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Very nice. Thank you. Multi-camera. Okay, Yay! Thank you. So we can hang on the Christmas tree again. Oh, the ribbon.
Second tree.
The ribbon collector. Now.
Yeah, she doesn't trust our photography.
Yeah. It's okay, Fatima.
And now moving on to the best assignment speaker. Everyone, please. And goes to the one who fight for the kid. Toastmasters Joanne. Okay, wait, adjusting. Okay, 1, 2, 3, keep smiling and done. Thank you. Okay, right, done. And anticlimactic.
Yeah.
For the most improved speaker of the night, drum roll, and those two, the one who shared so much about the formation guide. We don't need to say his name.
This handsome.
Lucky, yeah. One, two, three. One, two, three. Wait. And done. And done. And now, the best evaluator of the night. Let's go. He's the one who managed to do the evaluation marathon. Sorry. Okay, 1, 2, 3. One more. Okay, thank you.
And done.
And done. Okay, I done already.
Done.
My job is done. I'd like to pass back the stage to the President Toastmaster Minggu.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And first of all, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to the members, speakers, the role players, to the evaluator, and especially our dear guests for spending time with us here tonight. You guys are always the DNA that make it so different, so unique. So thank you. So our dear guests, we would be very appreciative if you could share with us your experience tonight. When you come here, attend the meetings, how do you feel about the meetings? How do you feel about the environment? So how about we start from Marcus?
It's always a fun time every time I'm here. It's nice seeing familiar faces and getting to know the Toastmasters. The Toastmasters are getting to know me. I especially love. Oh yeah. Defending champion. Defending champion. Definitely another well-run Toastmasters meeting. Thank you so much for having me, and I definitely look forward to the next one. Thank you.
Thank you.
To be honest, I have very short time, which is I would like this activity maybe a bit longer. I really enjoy it.
Oh, so you wish it's longer?
Yeah, maybe 2.5 hours.
Wow.
How about we stay at this in the morning?
He will be queued up on your
Thank you very much.
One word, everyone are on stage. Yeah. I mean, everyone are really, how to say, I'm impressed. Really. And everyone are like pivot.
Every time I come here, the energy just keeps getting better and better. I see new speakers, I just see people talking and evaluating. So I think so much to that. I'm looking forward to more meetings.
Thank you. I personally enjoyed the session tonight. So this is my second time here still. Same level of energy, I would say. But I think there were some technical difficulties which I understand. Things happen. But I like how you managed the so-called technical difficulties. I remember about the ribbon, and then you guys turned it into a humorous moment to cover the technical difficulties. I think it is very brilliant. So I think that's all my comments. But good for the team.
Because you are sitting next to the energy source. That's why.
I think it's very interesting that I'm very happy to join these meetings. So learn a lot of everyone's speech and enjoy it. So I will join you next time also.
Thank you.
I really like the environment, everything, and I very enjoy every speech on stage. I feel like this one is wonderful. So have a very good evening today. Yeah,
thank you very much.
I'm very enjoying to be here with everyone. So very good environment, very good vibe. So I enjoy all the time. So thanks for all the sharing. Actually, I've learned a lot today.
be a part of something like this. If I could just very quickly share my reflection from today, I think I first want to start by saying I really appreciate everybody's honesty and transparency when it comes to constructive criticism. I think in order to better ourselves when it comes to speech, presentation, and public speaking, I think constructive criticism is needed. And I appreciate the fact that everybody here seems to be very honest and open with each other, which is something that I hope in our personal lives we can apply that to people that we know as well, because it's not saying what we want to hear, but saying what we need to hear, or getting feedback as such. Just a very quick reflection to what you said at the start of the meeting. No perfect moment to start anything. Stop seeking permission from the calendar. Seek permission from yourself. And not someday, but today. I think that really resonated with me a lot. With what sister, actually, sister, over this time, you said how you prioritize your health, even at the age that you did. I think that just goes to show that regardless of whatever age you may be in, it's not too late to start. And brother, you talked about how you single out things that are very unnecessary and you focus on the things that are necessary. That was important to me. And sister, how you talked about planning ahead. That's very, very important. The four topics on digital transformation, Brother Justin, I think you talked about the importance of using AI tools and being up to date. I think that's something that I need to improve on personally. On communication styles, Brother Shakir, I think what I learned was that even if you don't agree with somebody, there's still something that you can learn from the person, and also really being confident in whatever you want to present yourself in, like what you mentioned about how to is. Sister Joanna, I'm not sure how to sound. I think what I appreciated from you was you think before doing things, and also I think you struck a bit of an emotional spot in me for how you stood up for your son. I have a similar mother-son relationship with my mom as well. Maybe my mom is not as bold as you are, but in a different way. So I think, standing up for what's right is really important. So that's what I learned from you. So thank you. And to my dear friend James, I think what he said, trading your conscience for comfort is a very wrong thing. That resonated with me. And I would like to share a quote from Sun Tzu where he said, staying silent during the time of oppression means you're already on the side of the oppressor. So that's something for us to ponder on. And thank you so much to everybody. And I really learned a lot today. Looking forward to come for more. Thank you very much.
A correction,
Hi everyone. So I also got a few feedback. I hope I can proceed correctly. So the intention that I want to deliver is correct as well. Overall, in terms of the agenda today, I think everything is well structured. I like that part, and everything is like there are supportive providers. So that's where the experienced role players are supporting the new members to take up the role and giving the constructive feedback, like what he said. And the good thing is that the constructive feedback is very positive to the point that the new members are not really discouraged to improve themselves in speeches. And then in terms of the settings of the Toastmasters club itself, actually I was quite anxious to come here. It took me a while to join this session before, actually, because the place, the venue itself is already seems like a hair entry for me. In terms of the cost, if I benchmark it with my clubs that I joined, these are on the higher end. And then especially after I joined the WhatsApp group, they mentioned the dress code must be shirt, and then no sneakers, no sandals. So I think no shirt, wearing shirts and no sandals I can understand, but no sneakers is the one I'm anxious the most, because I don't have a proper formal shoes for this. Then when I tried to refer to the Facebook group, then I was like, maybe I got a chance to join, because I see some people are still wearing sneakers.
I think it's up to Justin's standard. Sorry.
I see. I think overall
entry cost in entering this club is justified because of the duration, even though he expected more duration here, but actually here is on the higher, in the longer duration compared to the club that I've attended before as well. So as a member, I think we can take up more roles to take up doing
Thank you. Thank you very much for your feedback. Remember, you are always welcome to come back here anytime. We love to listen. Just remember that. And as we wrap up the meeting tonight, I would like to leave you with a thought. So the meeting theme for tonight is halftime reset.
New play?
New play, bold move. So to start something bold is very exciting. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Until it's your turn to do it. We often think the hard part is to do the things. But really, the hardest part is actually to start. As humans, we are wired to wait. We want to wait for the perfect moment. We want to wait for the plan to be solid. We want to wait for the fear to be away. I know this because I did it for years. Many of you in this room know that this is my last month with the company that I have been with for the last 12 years. I didn't leave because I hated the job, I hated the boss, or I hated the company. Sorry, my coworker is here. Tomorrow I will be all over Facebook. I left because deep down inside, I know that there is always something I wanted to explore, something that on the other side of my comfort zone. That's why I left. But you know, still I waited. I told myself when the time is right, when my finance is stable, when I have more confidence, when the kid grows a little bit. And you know what? Just like this, 12 years have passed. It's like so fast. And looking back, three months ago, I decided it's time for me to leave the company. So I resigned without plan A, no plan B, no plan C. I don't have any plan at all. And let me tell you, as an engineer, and for all the engineers in this room can vouch for me, doing that actually feel like jumping out of the airplane without the parachute. Am I right? Yeah. But I decided that it is the moment. Look, I'm not telling you. Actually, when I decided to pick, it was terrifying. It was messy. And now, when I'm here sharing with you all of this, it still is. But look, I don't tell you to go out tomorrow and quit the job. Saying that my Toastmaster friend told me to do that.
President inspired me to do so.
Because both moves come in different sizes, come in different forms, and come in different shapes. Me being me and you being you. And I always believe we all have something that we are meant to be started. But sometimes we wait. Sometimes we wait. Because we think that we need everything to be figured out first. Before we can do something. But when I reflect back on my journey, it's not how it's worked. You don't need a 15-step plan. Okay. An engineer normally will do. You don't need to feel 100% ready. It is not about being fearless, but it's about doing something, start something without feeling ready while you are still figuring out. So last week, I listened to a podcast with Jamie Dimon. You know, Jamie Dimon is the CEO of JP Morgan Chase. And when the host asked him, what would you say to your 20 years old self? And without skipping a beat, he said, I would say to him, everything is going to be all right. So as you leave the room tonight, don't wait. Don't wait until next Monday. Don't wait until next year. Just start. Just do it. Sorry, I'm not sponsored by Nike, but yeah.
That sneakers is not my key.
Yeah, you didn't want sponsor. Just do it, okay? And give yourself the permission to start something bold, to try something new. And with that, I would like to thank you for being here. I really love your presence here. And I would love to see all of you in the next week. And have a safe drive home. And good night. Thank you very much.
Tomorrow morning.
No, you want the Jackie. That's your promise to me. Or you can also have this thing, the best friends of 3 of you guys.